Welcome to the ISB show. Sahil Rahi Roy, CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. We did the preview video. All you fans are like, where is the reaction video? Well, here it is. We're going to cover all the groups. Everyone is action. Some crazy surprises. We're going to start off with the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. And we said they need to win this group because they are the best team in the group, and it took them a little bit of fortune, we'll say, Rahi, but they were able to get it done over Trinidad and Bermuda.
Their best friend was the offside flag, Roy. Coming up big for them today, Levi Garcia with a hat trick of offside goals. None of them counted, but you know what did count? You know who did come up big? Say it with me, Roycito. Bailey Cadamarteri. Can you say that? Cadamarteri, the Sheffield Wednesday boy.
The new man.
Years old. Came up big for the Reggae Boyz.
The new sheriff in town, boys. That was an unbelievable performance by the Sheffield man. Jamaica is perfect through two matches.
Yeah.
They're defensively a brick wall. Have conceded 0 goals in 2 games. They've been unbelievable in the attack. They have, you say their best friend was the offside flag. I think their best friend is Europe. This contingent of Europe-based dual nationals have changed this national team. They've changed them to such an extent that they are now in the conversation with Canada as being a rising power in this region. Canada has already reached the summit. They're arguably the best team in this region right now. Jamaica feels like the new Canada. They're on a similar trajectory. They're getting their shiz together, and they're figuring it out. They're figuring out how to fit all these pieces together, and it's going really, really well for them. It's unbelievable to see, and I'm so proud of the Reggae Boyz because we've been waiting a very, very long time for this national team to step up. Who doesn't want a successful Jamaica? Who does not want that to happen? I want that to happen. It's a wonderful culture. It's a fun people. It's a fun national team. We want them to play well. Yeah. The region needs it. CONCACAF needs it. The world needs to see a good Jamaica, and we're seeing one.
Yeah. Has Steve McLaren finally figured it out, Sam?
Well, the interesting thing, so they had the early match against Bermuda, which they were expected to win, and then they won, right?
Damian Lowe scoring and not getting a yellow card. He always gets yellow cards, but he didn't. Instead, he scored a goal.
Right. And then this Trinidad match was a tricky match. It turned out to be a tricky match, to be honest, like the way it went. But they got the result done. And now with Trinidad tying Curacao, let's show the groups. You guys mentioned it. Let's show what the group looks like. So here's this. So Jamaica, 6 points. Now Curacao, a lot of people in the comments were saying Curaçao's been a tricky team. Now, Curacao, of course, had the match against Bermuda, which turned out to be a 3-2 victory.
Classic.
Instant classic. But I think Jamaica is in a good place. Now, the question will be, of course, when the reverse match happens against Trinidad, can Trinidad, Rahi and Roy, take a little bit away from this match, given the fact that they did score 3 times? They were just not goals that actually counted.
Yeah. Levi Garcia just needs to count to 5 before he makes his runs. Maybe count to 3, just in his head, and then make the run, and it could be a different story. I think Jamaica was comfortable in a lot of ways. We're joking a little bit about these offside goals. They were offside, but Trinidad will take some heart away from home, putting some dangerous situations. Let's see. It'll be a different game in Trinidad, perhaps.
Okay. Yeah, it was an honorable match from Trinidad. We didn't know what to expect from this Trinidad team. Like we talked about before, over the past 10 years, this team has been up and down, probably more than any other team in the region, along with Honduras and other teams that from there who have seen the summit and seen the depths of hell in this region. And this Trinidad team is in a dark spot, but today they showed signs of life. Today they showed a valiant performance. And they showed that they could attack. They needed to figure out the little details, the 9 inches, the 12 inches of space that they need to reduce when making those runs. But aside from that, they played fairly well.
Yep.
It really put Jamaica to the test.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see when these groups reconvene later on. So here is this group. Okay, moving on to the next group, guys. Wow.
Mhm.
Look who is winning
Mhm.
this group. We
This is
talked
crazy.
about Suriname before, and I mentioned to you guys constantly, look out for Suriname. But El Salvador found out in real time what is up with this Surinamese team. Suriname fans, I know you're waiting for the video that was coming out, and here it is. We're going to talk about them right now, guys.
Impressive team. They've been impressive in the early round of qualifying. We said look out for Suriname. Wow. Sitting atop the group, taking a point off Panama at home, which at first seemed, ooh, you'd like to get the win. Is that, an opportunity missed? But then beating El Salvador. Now, considering the way Panama has performed after 2 games, Suriname sits in the driver's seat. They have a tricky away match, of course, against Panama. They have some more tricky matches coming up. But if you're from Suriname, you have to be happy with where they sit. And you have to feel happy for the old man, Geraldo Becker. Can he get into a World Cup? Wow. That would be fun, Roy. That would be fun.
It's not, you're talking like American, man. It's not you should be happy. You should be over the freaking moon. This Surinamese team are playing like absolute freaking warriors. They're representing the nation of Suriname on a global scale and giving this great nation a phenomenal name in the world of soccer. It is unbelievable. They are in the group of death of this qualifying campaign. They're in a group with by far the most difficult team in Panama. Panama has beat the US. Panama has beat the best teams in this region and done so because they're good, not because it's a fluke, not because they got a lucky goal on a corner kick, because they're dominant, because they have excellent players, and they're a very successful team in this region. The fact that Suriname is leading a group with Panama in it is unbelievable. This is something to have and hold extreme pride for this nation of Suriname. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Don't forget, Guatemala is a Gold Cup semifinalist as well, right?
Yeah.
These are no slouches all over this group.
Yeah. So before we move on, I just want to quickly mention Panama because Panama has come out of both of these matches, right? And they've struggled. They could not beat Guatemala at their home, and so they're in a little bit of a situation where the question marks are starting to come in.
Yeah, they've looked a little off. I'm not gonna lie, they've looked little off. Coco Carrasquilla has looked frustrated. The team's looked entirely frustrated. This is a manager who's done so many good things with this team. They, of course, beat the U.S. in the Nations League. They've been excellent. They beat the U.S. in the Copa America, but they've started difficult. It's been tough, and you can see it. They're really frustrated. And the longer this goes, the next game is going to be crucial because if they don't take 3 points in their next game, that frustration is only going to grow. And you don't have a lot of games in this round, Roy. You don't. You don't want to be in the outside looking in.
Yeah, listen, I want to take it back for a second to Suriname because Suriname, this team is fascinating. What makes them interesting? For decades, the past 50 years, Suriname has been losing talent to the Netherlands.
Right?
Yeah.
Constantly. Mr. Ruud Gullit, Mr. Rijgaard, Seedorf, Davids, Kluivert, Wijnaldum, Van Dijk. In 2019, they introduced something called the Sport Passport. So Dutch-based pros,
dual nationals,
the country they've been losing athletes to constantly over the past 50 years, they introduced this Sport Passport so that those same athletes who aren't quite making it to the national team in the Netherlands, they can represent the Natio without giving up Dutch citizenship. That has been massive. And since then, we have Geraldo Becker, we have Kenneth Powell, we have Anferni Di Stel, we have Radinho Balker, we have Dion Malone, we have Emmanuel Ferrai, we have a long list of Europe-based players who have decided to play for Suriname. And it's yet another team in this region that's come out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. They've gone to from 0 to 100 in a matter of a couple of years. It's incredible what they have achieved, and it's fascinating to watch.
Yeah, and it's a theme we all talk about, the dual national theme, which we harp on over and over again. And there's specific countries, aka India, that we will not talk about in this
But
video.
there's a team in Asia that has done a similar thing. Indonesia, of course,
Indonesia.
also Dutch.
Who also,
nationals players,
yes.
so.
Okay,
They've never
so
qualified for a World Cup, guys. This
Suriname,
it's
no, I know,
looking
this
like
is
it
big.
could be the first World Cup they're ever going to qualify
a
for.
long way to go, but still
the
a long way to go, but still a good start. Okay, so showing this group again, and we'll get to the final group here that we'll cover in this video, which is, of course, this group where look at how things stand here. It's quite crazy. Now, I want to go to Roy because Roy took some flack in the comments about his comments about Costa Rica. About Costa Rica not being, where they used to be. And there was some comments in there that people made for Roy. But Roy, you were right. Look at the way things are now in this particular round. There's a game against Haiti up 2-0, and then Haiti claws their way back in this match. It's a 3-3 draw.
They're lucky to tie 2 at home.
Yeah.
Well, what were the comments, Sahil? I would love to hear these comments.
Roy, I don't remember the exact comment, man, but you just say. Go ahead. What are you going to say about Costa Rica? Yeah.
I said it before. I'll say it again. This Costa Rica team is struggling. They're struggling big time. They have failed to successfully have a generational transition. And that is the source of their problems. The generational transition is happening now. It is not complete. And as a result, this team looks incomplete. This team looks a little lost. This team is lacking an identity. And this team is losing and tying to teams who are below their talent level. So that's what's happening with this Costa Rican national team at a high level. And I don't see them getting out of it in time. I would love to see Costa Rica. I've been a longtime fan of the Costa Rican national team. I've rooted for them for years. One of the icons I always looked up to was Keylor Navas, one of my favorite goalkeepers of all time. But they're just not doing it. They don't have it right now. They need to figure out who the next generation of players is. They need to integrate them as soon as possible, and they need to grow. I don't know if they're going to get it together in time for this World Cup.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, los ticos no son ricos con talento.
Yes, that's sure. We'll go with that. But right, in all seriousness, though, tying Nicaragua and tying Haiti, right? These are things that Costa Rica should. Yeah.
It's not a good start, but it's early days, and this is a wide open group. None of these teams you look at. Yes, Haiti's been tough at times. Honduras has, of course, qualified for World Cups in the past, but this is a wide open group. And yes, Costa Rica dropping points at home, but there's every chance for them to take points in Haiti. There's every chance for them to take points in Honduras. So there's a lot of games left to be played, and it's still early days. This is going to be one of those groups that goes down to the wire, I think.
How have we not mentioned Mr. Duckins Nazon? Came on at, halftime? Immediately draws a penalty within 10 minutes, misses that penalty, and then goes on to score a hat trick.
Yeah.
What is this? Who is this player?
This is CONCACAF.
This is an unbelievable performance, one of the most iconic performances in the region in a long time. To come in at halftime, miss a penalty, then score a hat trick. What a storyline in a critical game. And this is a guy who recently signed for the oldest, most successful club in Iran, which is a good club. If you look at their roster, they have some very, very interesting players who have had long careers across Europe, and he's their starting 9. He is their starting 9. So it's an interesting player to keep an eye on.
We've talked about Haiti in the past, right? We've said, they made a lot of good runs like here and there, and they're a solid team, and there's been a lot of tricky matches that teams have played against them, and they just never seem to get that final push to make it where they need to be, right? But look, this was a huge comeback for them, and it's do it away in Costa Rica, and now everything to play for. So a lot is on the table.
Yeah,
look out for the man. Players. Look out for the man. Apparently, Duckins Nazon. That's going to be the new guy that we're looking at. Oh, Fafo Pico, yes. That, a little Inter Miami legend over there. So
one of the great names in the sport.
Yes. So everyone out there, fans of all the different CONCACAF teams, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you happy with the way your teams finished this round of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying? Who is going to get in? Let us know your thoughts. If you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. We will be back very soon. Keep watching CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. Keep watching the beautiful game. See you all soon.